Congratulations, honey. You just found out that you are pregnant with not one, but two Bambinos. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, this is where the list making begins of your life. You will be making lists of lists to remember the lists that you've stored and need to get to. Lists of lists that you need to remember. Lists of lists that you didn't even know you needed. And this is one of them. Welcome to my channel. My name is Fifi. I am a South African twin mom and a natural hair enthusiast. This is my channel where I talk about motherhood as well as natural hair. And today we'll be taking a focus on what are some of the key items that I believe were very essential to carrying us through as a family, as a mom, from newborn stage up until toddler stage. So these are the items that I would recommend that you throw onto your gift registry, right? A lot of things. If I had to list every single item, we would be sitting here for probably 2 more years. But I think these are the items that you absolutely must help. It will make your journey a little bit better. So one of the first items you will need are cribs. You will need some safe sleeping spaces for your babies. Now, I opted to skip right past the bassinets. Babies tend to, or rather newborns tend to outgrow them very quickly, and I thought it would be more cost efficient just to have the cribs ready. It's a safe sleeping space designed for babies. My twins are about 2.5 years old right now, and they're still comfortably sleeping in their cribs. So we got the Chelino cribs. They came with quite a few attachments. There are various ways that you can configure them, and ultimately can take you from the newborn stage up until toddler stage. I think about 4 years old is where you may need to change them. So they are sort of made out of that camper material, which makes them quite lovely if you need to move it from area to area in your house. They're quite easy to clean as well, and I found them to be quite portable and sizable. Where we live is in a 2-bedroom apartment, and they managed to fit, both cribs managed to fit quite, okay, lots of construction happening. Both cribs rather managed to fit inside their room. So if you're tight on space and also tight on a budget, I do recommend getting the cribs. They are quite durable. Only now are we experiencing some wear and tear, and I think it's because the twins have just become active, toddlers, and they're just doing the absolute most. They are stretching this equipment to its limits, but so far so good. It is holding up. So cribs are a definite. What we used to do, in fact, is that we would have one in the bedroom and one in the lounge or the common area, wherever the babies and you and your family will be majority of the time during the day. You need safe spaces to put the babies rather down as well. So that's how we worked out our system. Up until a point, the babies did share for quite a while. I just can't seem to remember up until which month. So if you do need to start with one, perhaps you need to just purchase, or you can only afford one, that would work out as well. But I would say towards the 5-month mark, when they get a little bit more active, right, and they are likely to agitate and irritate each other if they're sleeping next to each other, then that's when you can opt and buy your second one. But cribs are an absolute, or cots, what are they called? So car seats are an essential purchase, and these are the items that you will need. You'll need 2 car seats, ones that can take them from newborn well into toddler, or well into toddler stage as well. You would want something that is adjustable and it is durable. I found them to be essential from day one, and day one I mean coming home from the hospital, right? They were essential from then and have been an integral part of our family's life and how we travel ever since. And I believe it is a purchase that you cannot skimp out on. When we think of car crashes and fatalities, you see the impact, right? If you've ever watched those crash test dummies that they would strap into the car, and it's, I think it's connected to like a cable or something. They make it move, a treadmill sort. they make the car move and then runs into impacts on a hard surface or another vehicle, and you see the motion, you see how the dummies are flung about in those tests, right? And you need to see the ones where children aren't adequately strapped into their car seats, or perhaps they aren't even car seats to begin with. Very horrific stuff. So I definitely do recommend that you get car seats ASAP. Top priority. We got a lot of use out of our car seats. It was the drive coming home, from the hospital. I went home to the Free State to be with my mom and my sisters for a little bit, and my niece and my family for a little bit, and ever since then we've been traveling. That's how we've been able to also ensure that the kids are safe when we take our little vacations. Link will be up here to see how we make it happen. We've traveled twice or 3 times with the twins. Yeah, a little bit of a family holiday. I believe the first time we took them out of town, they were about 9 or 10 months. We needed the getaway as a couple. We needed, the change of scenery as well. So car seats, definitely. That's something that you want to get and you will get maximum use out of. Let's move on to the next item, a double stroller. Honey, this has saved me so many times where I need to take the twins by myself, perhaps to a doctor's appointment, or if I need to do some shopping, run some errands, and there's just absolutely no one. There's nowhere for me to leave them, and there's no one to come over and take care of them, or nowhere for me to drop them off. You will run into those instances where you just need to have your kids with you. You gotta take them with you, and a double stroller is an absolute blessing in those instances. I'll tell you where else a double stroller has helped us. It has helped us when we go to restaurants, and you find that the restaurants either A, don't have any high chairs available, or B, all the high chairs are currently occupied. And trust me, in order for you to enjoy a meal or at least a drink, you will want to strap down your little buggers into their car seats, not their car seats, into their stroller seats with toys, snacks, and that can give you like a moment's reprieve and you will have your hands free. So yeah, if you are an out and about kind of a mom, if you are an active family, I do recommend that you spend that little bit of extra coins and you get yourself a very durable double stroller. Ours is actually quite heavy. It's a whole, production to pack it up and unpack it, but it's something that you will get used to. I'm used to it now. I used to be quite scared to do it by myself. I would wait for dad to be the one, but eventually you learn and it becomes a part of your family's lifestyle when you are going out to parks, picnics, festivals, whatever the case may be. So ensure that you get something quite durable. I wouldn't advise getting, certain strollers are just like flimsy. Let's just be honest. If you want to pay cheap, sometimes you'll just get really flimsy things that will break down and disappoint you. I do highly recommend the Double Trouble stroller, and that's the one that we have. This one I managed to purchase secondhand, and it was still in a very good condition. The thing is still holding us down up until this day. I will probably use the stroller until the kids are like 7 or something, right? Because I only have 2 hands. Now if I'm shopping and I need to hold each child with, in each hand, which hand am I shopping with, darling? Exactly, it's a problem. So I'll definitely still be using it for a long time. We got the Double Trouble stroller, bought it second hand off of Facebook Marketplace. So this is an item that I do believe you can get second hand and save a little bit of money. One item that was my saving grace coming out of the newborn phase, right? And coming into the infant phase and all of that, was a white noise machine. We didn't have a white noise machine per se, but if you can spend that extra little money, do get one. Or if you have an auntie or an uncle who wants to be extravagant in their gifting and a little bit out of the box, you tell them that you want a white noise machine. This is going to help you once your babies are a little bit older and you start venturing down the path of sleep training, which is what we did with the twins at about 5 months using the Ferber method. I will link the that video where I talk about the sleep training and how we managed to, you know, have our babies sleeping throughout the night from a very early age, both of them. To this day, we still put them down around 6 o'clock and they wake up around 6 o'clock as well. So we're sleeping through the night, no hassles. It's wonderful. Trust me, this is a necessary video, please. So by the time you're sleep training your little ones, a white noise machine is going to help you greatly. It will help drown out those noisy city sounds, apartment sounds, noisy neighbors, loud trucks and cars whooshing by, and gives them a sense of calm, and they will be able to fall asleep. If you can't afford it, do it the way we did it. I had an extra cell phone, and what I would do is just make sure it is always charged up, and I downloaded a YouTube white noise, almost like, yeah, rain sleeping, you know, video with a black screen, or you can just turn the phone down, and I would put that in the room with the babies for every nap time and when they went to bed at night. Trust me, it helps wonders. It is an essential. Moving on, if you will be breastfeeding your twins, you will need a breastfeeding pillow or just standard pillows that you can buy, right, at your local store, or perhaps you can order them online, wherever you prefer to get your pillows, but just buy extra pillows. If you think you have enough, no, buy some more. This will make it very comfortable for you breastfeeding your little ones while you sit on the couch or you sit up in bed. And how I used to do it is that I would breastfeed both babies at the same time, so in tandem. I would have each baby propped up on a pillow on either side, and they, you know, that would raise them up to the point where they could reach and access the breast quite comfortably, and I also felt comfortable. What you will realize on your breastfeeding journey is that it's important for, you know, your comfortability level to be elevated. That will make the milk production, the flow, the experience a whole lot easier once you get the hang of it. So I highly do recommend getting more pillows, continental pillows, you know, those big square ones that are used to decorate in a bedroom. Those worked wonders as well for me. I didn't personally buy a dedicated twin breastfeeding pillow, but those are out there in the market. And if you feel that you would, you know, benefit greatly from that, then you can get yourself a specialized pillow. Let's go back to sleeping aids, things that would make your baby sleep a whole lot better and make them feel comfortable in those initial weeks out of the womb. So we know in mommy's womb, it's very comfortable, it's tight, it's snuggly, especially when you had twins. They had, you know, each other also in there. The cuddles were so lovely, although space becomes very limited in your third trimester. But these are little individuals who are used to being in, I don't want to say in confined or tight corners, but you know what I mean. And so what helps a baby sleep better after being born is swaddling. So you will need swaddles, mama. And because you have two, and you know, accidents happen and it will be used to wipe up and nappy leaks and all sorts of things, I recommend that you get quite a few. Let as many people gift you baby swaddles, because these will really, really help. It's nice to change them on a daily basis, or morning and night, twice a day. It all depends on you. But just ensure that your baby is clean, right? And in a clean environment and in a clean swaddle. This helps their jerking reflex, it keeps it in check. It helps them keep still and not startle themselves awake, which you will find is something that happens quite often. So please do get swaddles. They seem a little bit old school, and I didn't quite understand up until after I became a mom why it's quite important to swaddle a baby. And also please look up your safe practices or best practices and how to properly swaddle a baby. Very important. If you're anything like me, you will hate being inconvenienced, and inconvenienced by life's most simplest things, like falling ill. When I am sick, I feel like I'm wasting time. I'm wasting my life source. I'm wasting my life energy, my light. there are 100 million things that I could be doing, right, in better health, or just sitting and enjoying my body in better health, in good health. So when you have 2 little ones, best believe that these little ones will be getting sick, and sick often. You don't want to be inconvenienced in a very early stage, in the middle of the night. Worst case scenario, your baby is running up a fever and you don't have any medications. Start looking into your medicine drawer. When you go speak to your doctors, your GP, your gynae, your pediatrician, if you've already identified who you want, start talking to them about what it is that you can buy in terms of supplies for your medicine drawer. So for example, had mine, started up quite early, you would need pain and fever medications that are suitable for infants or for newborns, depending on where your baby is at. You will need teething powders. It's always just great to have something so that when you need it, you can pull it out and start applying. Teething gels. You can get saline drops as well for boogers and all sorts of hochakis and things that will happen, as well as a syringe for dispensing this medicine. There are lists online that you can look and compare, have a chat with your pharmacist as well, perhaps, and see what it is that they can get you started on, just so that you have it, right? Get started on that medicine drawer. Be sure to also look into getting a baby carrier, a kangaroo carrier, those sort of like backpack types that we're used to, or you can get a material wraparound, kind of a baby carrier, which are the ones that I got. I got them on Take-A-Lot quite a while ago, and I will definitely link all of the products that I've been talking about here today in the description box. So don't forget to give a like if you find something there that you do, think that you'll add to your list. So baby carriers, you will notice very quickly that your hands will be very full, mama and dad. So it's essential to have something that will, hold your baby up securely and tightly to you, but still giving them enough breathing room and enough room to feel comfortable, so that you can carry on with other duties that need your attention in the house, right? So if you need to tidy up a little bit, or you need to be doing something with both your hands, having a baby carrier will save you some time and will save you some arm strength, because you eventually get tired of holding a little baby the whole day. So do invest in some carriers. They really helped us out. Also, when we needed to go out and about into certain spaces and areas, perhaps we're still shopping, so you have the stroller and you have the baby carrier just as a backup. Convenience, and ease of access. Next on my list are high chairs. Now, with these items, you don't need to break the bank. I personally found that getting the most simplest, plainest of high chairs has worked out greatly for our family. Number one, they were cheap. Number two, they were easy to construct. Number three, they are so easy to clean. All I take is my surface cleaner and a paper towel or a kitchen towel, spritz it down, wipe off any crayon marks, any, food that has been left over and, smushed into the chair, versus having to worry about cleaning fabrics on top of taking care of your little ones. High chairs are an absolute essential. I got ours at Take-A-Lot, and you'll actually find that these are the ones that they use in restaurants. And I think it's for the same reason. You don't need to think out of the box. You don't need anything super fancy and high tech. You just need a safe space for your little ones to be seated once they can sit on their own, in order to enjoy a meal, in order for them to be entertained while watching Cocomelon, Miss Rachel, any other educational shows, and you have a safe space to put your babies, right? So I found that the high chairs came in very handy when I was alone and I would need to cook, but I couldn't see what the toddlers were doing, down here. So I plopped them into their chairs with, crayons, activity books, whatever, or just have the TV going for them, and I could, see them, and they were safe and they were comfortable, and they've really grown into these chairs. They've just through the months, it's been miraculous seeing how tiny they used to be in them, and now that they are like 2.5, how huge they actually are in these chairs. So high chairs are very essential for feeding, as well as a safe space to put your little ones. Trust me, they will love it as well, with the little tray table being at an accessible height for them once they start eating on their own. Please, love it. So you may have bought or thinking about buying many bottles, right? Please also keep in mind the size of your bottle sterilizer should you opt to purchase one. You need something that will hold, more than 2 bottles. So we had the Tommee Tippee, or rather we have the Tommee Tippee sterilizer. It holds about 6 bottles with their lids. It's got, an upper level tray so you can pack on everything quite neatly. And it makes sense for you to sterilize in one go and have bottles ready in the sterilizer to go, whether you're making formula for your little one or whether you are breastfeeding. You just always want to stay ahead of the game and be as organized as possible. So I highly recommend a large bottle sterilizer. And finally, my twin mom essentials must-have items have to include bibs. If you think you have enough bibs, buy more. If you think you've been gifted enough ribs, bibs, ask for more bibs. Listen, within those first initial months where baby is spitting up, burping, doing all of the things, you want to ensure that you have enough bibs to carry you throughout this period, and it just makes life easier. You can spare the baby's outfit. I would find that at times I wouldn't put a bib on the twins or put bibs on them and think that we can kind of get through the day, but they're gonna spit up, they're going to miss milk, they're going to just be babies. So one of the things that you will need are bibs, and bibs galore. All right, let's move on to the next segment. This is more so if you are a breastfeeding mom or you intend to breastfeed your little ones. You will need a hospital grade pump. Initially, I had a single breast pump that just bought from what was it? I think I bought it at Clicks. I think it's a Tommee Tippee. It's a purple and white one. I'll insert all of the details here as well as down below in the description box. And I thought I could, sort of get by with using that one. And let me tell you that it got me a little bit further, but remember, as your babies grow, so does the demand for breast milk, and so does your breast starts to produce more, your body starts to produce more. It isn't as time-saving to be pumping from one side to the other. This is where a double breast pump comes into play, and I highly recommend the SPECTRA S1 Plus, or is it the Plus S1? The S1 Plus. This was amazing. This was a game changer for me, especially when I went back to work, because it has its own battery pack, so it doesn't need to be plugged in. And currently we are going through load shedding in South Africa, which can make it very difficult if you need an electric breast pump that must be plugged into a power source. This one, you charge it, you take it, you go about your day, and you should be good for 24 hours, or at least for a couple of pumping cycles. So it is powerful. It is lovely to use and easy to understand, and you will find your rhythm according to your body and according to its different softwares and programmings, what it is that works best for you. So please check with your medical aid, as well as checking online to see if you can get a second-hand electric breast pump. They tend to be quite pricey, but trust me, well worth it. I'm still holding on to mine, and I'm not even sure if I want more kids, but I'm like, this is such a great asset, I'm gonna hold on to it. And with that said, pumping bras are essential. They will make life a little bit easier for you. I didn't. I had some extra, like sports bras and things, and I DIY'd them. Listen, when I tell you I cheaped out on this one, I cheaped out. I cut holes into them, and I would just wear like 2 sets of bras over it, and then when I would need to pump, I managed to fit in like that nozzle that goes onto the breast through the bra, put it on, hook up the bottle, hook up my pipes, and away I was. It was quite a shiesty operation because I had not thought it through. I didn't realize how essential actually pumping bras were. So do invest in them, get them as soon as you can, add them to your gift registry if you plan on being a breastfeeding mom to your twins, because trust me, at some point your life will revolve around pumping, to make sure that your little cubs are well fed and they're growing up and getting all those luscious little nutrients, and the cheeks are filling up and the rolls are rolling. I love it. So that's it. That's what I could think of while compiling my twin mom essentials list. Let me know if you would like a part 2. We can, fast forward into toddler kingdom, and I can tell you and show you a little bit more about what I find essential at this stage. But this list should be comprehensive enough, highlighting the important items, or the items that I felt were quite important to me when raising my twins from newborn all the way up until toddler stage. Comment down below, twin mommies, with what you found quite important, and let me know how far along you are, if you are, entering the game, if you are getting twin mom certified, okay? If you're in the early stages of your pregnancy, so we can wish you well and just, surround you with that goodness, wholesome love that you need at this time for yourself as well as for your little bambinos. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment down below, like it, share it with an expecting twin mommy, and I will catch you in my next video. Thank you so much.